Well, Cloud9 is going to win. Boomage, please don't mess me up.
Everybody at home, this is Cloud9 versus Apeks. Don't forget, both teams are 1-0 in our Swiss format, so the winner will end up 1 win away from booking their spot in Copenhagen for the first Counter-Strike 2 Major. Dinko and Moses, over to you.
Strong point, Paula. Powerful point.
I felt that point.
Yeah, it hit me right in the chest.
Eloquently put by a pimp as well, as always, about Mirage performances in Cloud9.
And his defense, they did suck.
They did
Katowice
suck,
on this
and
map.
he's not wrong.
They lost it 3 times at Katowice between the play-ins to Rebels. They lost it to MOUZ. They lost it to Monte as well. So, yeah, hopefully they put some work. And I think, you know, he said he gave a little prayer to Boomage at the end. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe we'll probably find out on this map. I think it's Perfecto who's picking up the AWP on Mirage. They kind of shuffle responsibility.
Yes, we see Perfecto with the AWP on Mirage. Yeah, that's what we've seen, at least in Katowice. Maybe they've made some changes to that. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, so good for Apeks. Opening kill is theirs in the pistol. They're through to the B bomb site. There's no one defending from the side itself. Perfecto's on the market. And he still gets a fight against jkaem that goes the way of Perfecto. So 4v4 set up and utility available, no kit for Cloud9.
Yeah, this is going to be a very tough retake. It was almost like by the time we finished talking about the AWP, the round was already over. Here's the retake. Flashbang is out. They got to get kills quick. That's a great start. All hail Boomage. He gets traded off, but there's still Glocks up in their face.
Oh, yeah, sense. Glocks in the face, in the mouth. And now Hobbit left with limited time. Smoke will go down towards short, but no pulling this one back for Hobbit. Sassanito brings him down, and Apeks have the first round of play, so not the start Cloud9 would have hoped for.
Nice and simple, but there was, I mean,
Speaking of.
Yeah, exactly. What crazy news that was. What was I going to say? Oh, just, I mean, I almost felt like there was no reaction to excl getting dropped on Catwalk. Like, this is the next line of defense was Perfecto. Like, no one hustled to rotate over, have 2 players in market, get 1 out of the bomb site, 1 fight for market. It felt like it took a little bit of time for Cloud9 to jump on the reaction that excl had been taken down. And yeah, that is kind of the hot news of the day all of a sudden. As Simple does, he takes over the
Just
news.
before his ex-teammates play a game here at the RMRs, the only thing anybody can think of is Simple donning the new colors of Falcons as a stand-in.
As a stand-in, 1 month long.
1 month. How much you reckon? You know, it's going to be crazy numbers for 1 month of Simple's time.
I don't know. That would be a good question. I think those are numbers we don't normally get the information on, unfortunately.
I'd love to know, unfortunately. Yeah. Right now, the numbers are favoring Apeks significantly. So USPs chopped away, cast to the side. I'm very surprised Mirage was the map in this series. I think I follow the same vein as the desk. I didn't think Mirage is going to be an option.
I think you got to be very happy if you're Apeks. Like, just looking at obviously the track record of 3 losses just 2 weeks ago. The win rate overall, obviously affected by those 3 losses in the last 3 months, is 25% for Cloud9. It's not necessarily a fantastic map for Apeks, but I think targeting a weakness of a team like Cloud9 is, I mean, fair play. Go for it.
Yeah, I just didn't think we'd end up here because of the amount of sharp maps that they have, right? Like, you look at Anubis, Ancient, those are 2 maps that I thought might come up, Inferno, but we got Mirage. We're here in this battle, and I'm excited to see it.
We have Mirage. We're here now.
I think the battle of the AWPers is always a question or always a talking point when it comes to Cloud9 because they don't have one. And we beat that horse to death. But it's true, and when you have a player like nawwk on the other side of things, it's not really a competition, is it?
Sure. Well, we've seen Boomage bust out some special moments, but yeah, overall, the lack of AWPer, I think, has at some points for Cloud9 been a real weakness that we've been able to see play out in real time in their matches.
And you don't make a change until after the majors, so this is what we're stuck with.
Missed window smoke. Means jkaem could be under a little bit more pressure, but he's using it well.
Sticko with Palace position. It's all about patience for Sticko. He'll become an integral part of this attack because his teammates are setting up through ramp and 2 through middle. A split certainly on the cards, so let's see if that pans out because excl gets aggressive, catches senses short, runs out of ammo in the fight against Bench, and jkaem able to trade, keeps Apex's dreams of getting an A split through connector alive. And Boomage is going to dive out because of the utility, changing his position. And now the bomb comes leaping into the A bomb site, carried by Sassanito.
This puts so much pressure on Hobbit. Boomage got spotted and forced behind Molotov in utility. Sticko makes his way out. Bomb is being planted. There's the jump off.
No.
Double peek. And now just MAC-10s.
Yeah, now MAC-10s. Electronic tries to get through Murder Hole, and that MAC-10 can be so potent when given a position like that. nawwk takes out Electronic, down to 3 players for Cloud9's retake, but the MAC-10s are absolutely destroying them. It's Boomich caught crossing into the bomb site by nawwk, and 3-0. Apeks get the work done with the MAC-10s.
Yeah, damn, that's a really nice execute. Just as Cloud9 is executing that middle crunch, they start pouncing towards the A bomb site with all the attention of the defense towards middle, towards Con. Boomich getting mollied off. It's a free avenue in for the plant, and those MAC-10s do way more work than I expected. 3 kills from the MAC-10s in the first gun round.
A lot of money for Apeks. Can't be the same for Cloud9, unfortunately.
You make bonus money, and you get free upgrades to M4s. nawwk and Sassanito with 2 of those.
Yeah, so just down to pistols here. Not the start Cloud9 would have been searching for, with the risk of letting Mirage through.
And I think there's a bigger story around Cloud9, you know, in this RMR, which is how many underwhelming performances can this lineup take? How many more? How many more? Like,
maybe this one would be the backbreaker, you'd imagine. Not
sure, at the RMR, right? But like even at the major, like this team was brought over to win championships, and these moves made to win championships, and they've been nowhere close. So this team still feels like it's in a lot of upheaval.
Yeah, it's very frustrating because Cloud9 have made a lot of good moves on paper, right? You know, you bring in some upgrades, and look, they were available, so Cloud9 spent the money, they made the move, got those Na'Vi players when that kind of was the big news breaking the Counter-Strike world.
Yeah, but hands down at that point, any of the pros would have told you moving forward, that is a team that they expected to be the best in the world, and that's the team they expected to have to go through for championships, and it never manifested.
So it's very frustrating, I'm sure, for Cloud9 management. As an organization, you had Shiro in the team, he decides to leave. He goes to Team Spirit, who are now the #1 team currently performing out of Katowice. And so you're looking at very frustrating times for Cloud9 ahead, who have to play this whole major cycle without the AWPer. And yeah, I think they're probably on their last line of disappointing results at this point. And Katowice definitely was disappointing for both teams.
I mean, you combine that into the fact that, you know, from the outside we can see it, and I imagine the players can feel it, the lack of like a permanent, you know, the lack of an actual AWPer. You know, having other people, Boomiches and Perfectos use it, that's like duct tape. Like, actually, duct tape's a bad idea because duct tape is amazing. But, you know, it's a patchwork. It's a Band-Aid. It doesn't actually fix the problem. It just kind of
covers it for a moment.
Helps to alleviate for a moment.
Until it becomes all pussy and gooey and disgusting.
Okay, yeah.
And needs real treatment. And that's what we're witnessing here. Stiko coming out of Palace, breaks through Hobbit. The defense of Cloud9 not holding water. The flood of Apeks players rushing through into the A bomb site. But there's the Band-Aid. They cover up the play. And a 2v2 established off those kills. So now it's about the retake attempt. And it's Boomich with the AWP at the moment. Here's a reload of Sassanito. That's sound cue. He's got a second play. He knows where that Sassanito move went. And it's towards jungle. He can call that to Perfecto. Perfecto makes noise, jumping down into middle, so Sassanito has to worry about connector and CT, and he realizes this is an uncomfortable spot. He has to somehow turn these into 1v1 fights, and they know exactly where he is, reconfirmed by that bullet, and Boomich peeks to go to the defuse.
I can't believe Apeks lost this.
Yeah,
it felt like they had like a 5-on-3, 5-on-2, and control the bomb site. I felt like they had so many advantages. I actually think that 2v2 was played really lackadaisically. Both players transitioning into new positions, not expecting a peak, not even thinking a peak was possible from any of the Cloud9 players. And Boomich picks one off before the retake has to truly begin. Yeah. So I think Apeks let one slip there in round 5. But as you mentioned, they have plenty of money from the early going. They're going to buy right back up in another attempt. We've moved into the 1-0 games.
1-0, the winners, the superior teams. To kick things off, Apeks 13-5 versus OG to start the day on Ancient. That also brings up their map win streak on Ancient to 5 in a row. So you may see why Cloud9 didn't want to go that. And for Cloud9, it was an expected result. 13-3 versus Pera, the Hungarian team coming into the mix. Very comfortable showing on Anubis.
I wonder if that flashbang gave... Okay, the smoke will. I was going to say, I wonder if the flashbang gave away the play for Sassanito. But the smoke definitely lets him know that someone was aggressive. Hobbit being burned out into the open. He's done. He's toast. So is Exile moving up middle. So is Electronic peeking middle. And Cloud9 just get picked apart at the snap of a finger. That happened quick.
That was over at the blink of an eye. So Cloud9's defense not looking good in the early portions of the rounds. You mentioned it right as the last round closed. You couldn't believe Apeks won that last round. They shouldn't have. So the only round that Cloud9 have won didn't look pretty, and isn't really consistent. So Mirage being let through into this map has really not proven to be the best idea here for Cloud9 at the moment.
So far, still plenty of time for recovery.
It's Boomish for the ult consistently at this point. They're trying to hold on to it. They know they have them pinned in the apartments, Apeks, and Sassanito is coming up through the underpass. Perfecto's distracted. That smoke keeps them alive for a few more seconds, but will they have the AWP? The answer is no. Stiko's learned his lineups. Boomish is down and Perfecto can't get to that rifle. In fact, he won't get to the next round. He is going to be taken out. Surely there's two players peeking him. And Sense coming in as the second trades it out. So great work coming in from Apeks.
You know, we had Dupree in the last game, and obviously his history in Counter-Strike is well known. We have another really legacy player here in this matchup as well, jkaem, who posted 26 kills in their previous match today. 140 ADR,
2.15 rating.
Been around forever, and it's almost I guess like sad and depressing in a way that he hasn't won more trophies because he's been on some incredible teams.
Yeah, he had that original when G2 became a thing.
G2 was on a phase when they kind of came together. He was on Renegades at 100 Thieves when they kind of, you know, the Australian teams finally broke into the playoffs of majors as well. Apeks, obviously that fantastic run in Paris. He has been a super effective and probably constantly underrated player throughout his career.
And I think when he had that hiatus away where he kind of left the top tier of Counter-Strike, had spent so many years in the likes of G2 and FaZe, or in the early 2016 to sort of 2018, and when he didn't have those options anymore, he realized, oh damn, I've been taking this pro level, this lifestyle for granted. And he said that going into Paris, that now he's loving every moment of it, and the fact that he can play at a major again, he can play with some young players again, and he would love to go back to the major for CS2.
Well, it's a good start here on their second match in the Swiss system.
It really is. They've got so much money built up. I mean, look at nawwk, for example. 10K right there for nawwk.
And I mean, if this is a clean round, it's going to build up even further. So yeah, they've built up quite a nice bank to buy throughout this entire half. Boomish, got to be careful. Nade's going to come in. It might catch him, but he's through the murder hole. Just about safe.
Perfecto dragging his AWP, or his M4 over towards this B-bomb site. Ready for an inevitable attack.
It's a really good job from Sense as well, as the lurker over in the B-halls as well, throwing the Molotov towards Van, throwing the utility to take control and start clearing out angles, and it's making sure the defense can't double up anywhere. They're spread and split across the map, so
Exile.
Should be a kill on Exile. jkaem doesn't check it as hard as he would have liked.
Yeah, Exile gets away with one there, doesn't he? 45 seconds left. nawwk with the bomb, crosses over, all battles against Boomish. Fortunately for nawwk, it was just the USP, but Hobbit realizes damage has been done. Electronics at default. Hobbit gets caught in the flank. It's Sense lurking, staying in the shadows, and nawwk finally able to take out Boomish. Drops into the sandwich though, and that's the bomb down. It comes to kills, and Cloud9 walk out on top. I can't believe they step up in this round.
Yeah, that one got away from Apeks real fast. Solo lurk up, catwalk. You can't trade off that first contact that you have. Don't hard clear it. Just when we were singing jkaem's praises as well. Boomish in the window, low HP, able to grab tons of damage on the AWPer, and they just got whittled down by the weaker weapons. That's a great kill from Hobbit on the Stiko. And Electronic, because all of this is happening around the map, is able to just chill and hide and wait for the perfect moment. What a reversal for Cloud9. That could be the round that gets him back into this map.
It has to be at this point. Quick response for Apeks is an A play, because we mentioned mere moments ago how much money they've built up, so they can go right back to a full purchase. And they've gone for full AK-47s because they want a quick play out of A, and jkaem charges through that ramp smoke, sees the player crossing the default. Molotov's going to force two Cloud9 players into the open and burn them both away. Hobbit and Electronic gone just like that, and Apeks respond with a punch to the A site. Nade blows open the smoke at CT, and Exile in the rotation is short-lived. Boomish brings the AWP over to the ticket, but it looks like Perfecto and Boomish have no say in this one.
The pacing and aggression that Apeks have opened this map with is so overwhelming. They're not giving Cloud9 any time to think, any time to rotate. Oh, there goes the AWP as well. No scope doesn't land. But man, they are just running over this defense at the A bomb site.
Oh, it's just so awful for Cloud9 at the moment. That's just a sick call from Apeks. They are outmatching Cloud9 on firepower. And it's simple calls, but effective finishes. You get to see it again. Great utility being used up. A sea of flames put in towards the side, and it burns away Hobbit and Electronic. They lose the op because Boomich was too far committed. Perfecto hanging around in the open, and no man's land is caught.
Even look at Axel on CT spawn stairs. He's going to blow open the smoke in CT spawn and gets blinded right as he throws the grenade, and then he's
so
the one
get caught.
He's the one exposed.
So it works against him. His own move.
Now, because Cloud9 won that lower investment round just previously, they have plenty of money for a buy here. Op in the hands of Boomich again. It's Hobbit who's stuck on the MP9, but they've got rifles around it. But still scrambling to figure out how to stop this suffocating attack. And this round's going to be slower paced.
Apeks just trying to get a read of what Cloud9 might have purchased into a round like this because it has been so back and forth. Perhaps anticipating to throw all their cash into it.
Watching Nawwk move that crosshair, looked like he had no idea what he was lining it up with.
It's like, he's probably asking Sticko's like, which pixel, which dirty mark on the wall?
It's home. It landed.
Little gap for Exile. Nawwk is holding connector, which allows his teammates to comfortably move out mid. Exile is hoping that gap will work for him, but Nawwk is the man that designed this. And he knows the weakness. Exile is punished for playing in that position. Flashes into short side. Cloud9 down a player, and Apeks have all the map control they desire in mid.
That's actually a filthy little gap in that smoke. Oh, the double peek. Ooh. Vertical stack as well. How much do they want to pick this up on Electronic? They know he's the only defender there for the moment. It's Sense to try and clear him out as he works his way into the bomb site.
Oh, his sense is tingling. Will he check the bench? He gets out towards default. Bomb is going back to the A bomb site itself, and Electronic, it's an uncomfortable spot to be in because you know people were just inside of the B bomb site a moment ago, but are they still there?
If Electronic makes any footsteps, they're in trouble. Good pounce from Satsunito.
Oh, Electronic actually won that fight against Sense and moved out of default. Electronic's patience pays off. And now I'm thinking about the murder hole. Satsunito was last detected around jungle, around the murder hole, so Electronic can't go through it.
This is essentially a 1v2 though. I don't know if Cloud9 can really challenge for this.
The kit is on Electronic as well.
Yeah, and Electronic can't get there. He can't go through murder hole, and he's too late to wrap through CT spawn, and he's just going to go down for free, and now the op ain't going to survive either.
Yeah, Hobbit has to run back. The best case scenario is he gets deep in towards CT.
Okay, they give it up. They're content with the win, so Hobbit will survive, but that's a 7th round for Apeks.
Now Hobbit fortunate to be on 100 health. He will survive with half of it left and the AWP in hand. But Apeks storming through Mirage at the moment. Again, this is a 1-0 game. Apeks had a miracle run in Paris all the way through to the playoffs. One of the semifinals, and this could be a team that returned very quickly because 2-0 after day one, you're giving yourself all the chances to get through.
Yeah, living the dream. Apeks.
I thought it was dead, to be honest. I thought Apeks was dead. Because when they lost Kicksand, I thought it was the end of it all.
Yeah.
JL's gone, Kuben's gone. Like, what are you going to do?
You're ready to wrap it up?
I was like, where's the leadership now? And somehow they stay competitive. You know, this is really good. Hobbit CZ.
I don't think we're going to get a commitment out of this. Apeks has just given up the game of how many AKs are chilling on that ramp. Actually, they do challenge right through it. That might have been a mistake. Boomich has an op still. That was saved from the previous round. And I am surprised to see Apeks challenge that heavily, and they've paid the price for it.
They really have. Now, can they afford that? Who knows? Is there enough disposable income of players? 3v4. Still superior when it comes to weapons. Exile's getting hungry and checking mid for information. Boomich is with him, so they've actually given up quite a bit of space in the A bomb site here. The player they have to get rid of is Electronic. And he'll be calling information to Boomich if any steps are made towards Palace, and Boomich has got the scope ready to remove Sticko. And shoulder peek into their AWP, and it is a death sentence. Boomich steps up with that frag. Now Electronic can stay comfortable under the wood. Boomich, here's the steps, here's the drop into the sandwich, calls Electronic to peek, and the price is paid. Apeks, it's a heavy one. Yeah,
that time they shut it down. Apeks gave away the game a little bit earlier. Remember, they busted through that smoke a couple rounds back to overrun Cloud9's defense, so they were well prepared for what was coming. And this time shut down completely. Still a massive lead in this game, 7-3, but Cloud9 can still carve some rounds back.
Yeah, when you offer them chances like that, Think back to this half, though, for Cloud9. How many of those rounds are played very well that they've won? It's like barely any of them at all, if any. So at this point, they've won a lot of rounds on the CT side that probably shouldn't have gone their way. I
think that's more to do with Apeks. Like, I think that pace, that fast pace, and how aggressive they've been has just thrown Cloud9 into just chaos in some of these executes. And especially when you're on a map that's like one of your weaker ones that you probably put some work into and change some things, that communication isn't as fast as it normally would be if you're comfortable on the map. And I think Apeks is really able to take advantage of that in the early going. And, I mean, they've extended it pretty far. It's a question of whether Cloud9 can stabilize. We still haven't seen that quite yet.
No, we haven't seen a very convincing CT round out of them. Oh, Bumich didn't know his own strength, overthrows the underhand grenade, and it's a confident peek from Hobbit.
Now you see him getting into it a little bit. Now they're just like, okay, we're not going to let you feel comfortable at this ramp to just kind of walk up and march up and take a hit. Hobbit's like, I'm going to come put a stop to this. I'm just going to be aggressive, finds a nice kill. He hasn't done that throughout the whole half. Maybe have caught knock off guard, and Bumich with the AWP is ready and waiting. And now, as Apeks slows down the pace, they get picked off across the map.
Now, nice shot from jkaem. excl is going to be kicking himself the fact that his rifle doesn't have the instant headshot potential because he was the player that landed the headshot first. jkaem just has the AK. Stika throws out that window smoke. jkaem will play towards chair in mid. Under a minute left in this round still for Apeks, but being a player down and having sustained so much damage on jkaem, it's hard to see how they pull this one back.
Yeah, jkaem can't really be part of the attack. He wants to prevent anyone from lurking up catwalk. He wants to try and find a cheeky little timing on someone rotating around the map. It's going to be the two players who have to find a way to overwhelm Bumich with the AWP at the B-bomb site.
And it could happen. Bumich isn't the first choice AWPer. He's going to hold in towards the apartments. Nothing coming his way just yet, but eventually they're coming around that corner and Bumich gets his crosshair back to the window just in time. Perfecto's rotated over to assist him and bolster this B defense. Bomb is down in the apartments and so is their chances. They're going to fall back and save.
Yeah, finally money's a concern as well. So Stika is going to be happy to save the AK-47 to buy up utility. jkaem will pick up an extra smoke in the next round, you'd imagine.
So the best round yet for Cloud9. And they can stabilize this half because of that point that you just brought up. The money's now broken for Apeks.
Last round, they're going to buy everything they can. It's just not going to be pretty across the entire team. So the question now becomes, is this too little, too late for Cloud9? Even if they already get the last round, is 5 enough as they switch sides? Second timeout used for Apeks.
Right at the end of the half. They want to try and limit as much of Cloud9's success as they can. 8-4 would be fantastic for Apeks. Obviously, coaches love to go for timeouts in these situations. You got that tattered by, Jason. You can come up with a few ideas, right?
Yeah. A few ideas.
Make sure you don't come into it, play it standard. And Electronic, very vocal. I'm sure a player like Electronic is probably very frustrated about the current conditions of Cloud9. Coming out of Na'Vi and going into a Cloud9 team that looked like it was going to be a world beater and didn't prove to be the team that he thought it would be. You know, Shiro leaves. excl is not performing anywhere near the excl we've seen in CSGO. Now you got a really tough team to try and make work. A fall from grace.
Last round of the first half. Apeks throwing out the mid utility.
Ooh.
They want to have B presence. They're going to use this MAC-10 as a fake. But this is always a play towards that A-bomb site. With an aggressive ramp setup as well, this is so dangerous. If Electronic decides to try and flank this B-bomb site, they're in trouble. Or if he just stays at this ramp, he's going to start falling back. This might be perfect timing. Perfect timing. Senses it.
Oh, and a kill comes in again from Stiko on a Hobbit. jkaem takes his own teammate out, but Sassanito's keeping excl distracted on the B-bomb site, and that separates Bumich off from his fellow teammate. A 1-2v4, essentially one here for Bumich. He's the only one close enough to the site. excl finally deals with that player holding it inside of B. But Bumich is looking around for this kill, and now he's alone, completely alone. Good shot on jkaem. Smokes onto the bomb, spots Stiko out towards CT. Bumich has to go for it. Last round of this half, gets onto the defuse. This is the only way he wins this, and Bumich is stopped through the default box. Big shot from Nawwk, denies the defuse, and Apeks leave the half with 8.
No, I don't know if Nawwk saw anything. We didn't get his POV, but that's very fortunate if he didn't, because I don't think Stico was stopping that. I don't think he was anywhere close to that spray through smoke. That's an admirable attempt from Boomich, reading this situation that the AWP was lurking in middle to cut off rotations. Bomb's not planted for him. He had a real chance to stick that defuse inside the smoke. Still,
you're right.
8-4.
Stico is like too far to the left.
Yeah, that was a very close round, all things considered. 8-4. That's a fantastic half from Apeks, and they just overwhelmed Cloud9.
You were asking the question just mere moments ago: was 5 rounds going to be enough for Cloud9? Now they've only got 4 going into the T side. This better be a fantastic T side if Cloud9 want to go 2-0 at the end of the day here. For Apeks, you've got to say, it looks fantastic for them to leave with 2 best-of-1 victories and head into the progression matches. The pitch still begins in the second half. 2 sets of Julies on Stico and jkaem. Cloud9 will settle into this one with a slower pace. 4 players on Kevlar. Boomich does not have Kevlar. Utility used already. Hobbit's coming through the underpass. Look up towards short. No one peeking. No one looking down upon him. Happy to hold from the sights.
So they're just getting this boost up in position for Exile to turn into window room whenever he feels it's time. They're going to attack this A bomb site. Now there's nobody actually in window room or jungle for the defense. Everyone's playing inside the bomb site at a distance. One at ticket, one at default boxes, one up on the balcony. Smoke flash on Boomich now. He picked up as he walked back through T-spawn.
So utility will be tossed out in towards the site. That'll be for connector. Flash to follow, and jkaem decides he wants to get active and try and take out this Palace player in perfecto. He's dancing with those pillars, and somehow the P250 will win that fight. Nawwk from default steps up, sees Hobbit back on triple, and Nawwk is doing so much until he runs out of ammo and is overwhelmed. 3 players still alive for Cloud9.
Sense is still here. Bomb plant isn't safe. That smoke's going to expire soon, which leaves him open to the dualies, but Exile's got that. Good lurk.
9 health here for Sense too, so 1 bullet anywhere in the body should bring him out of the round, and perfecto survives the Palace push and then comes in to close.
That's the important fight as well. That P250 came in handy right at the end. 1 headshot onto jkaem, who'd done all the damage but couldn't complete, couldn't secure the frag. And the fact that jkaem doesn't have the safety net of Palace to hide into after the fact means they have an easy avenue into the A bomb site. Close pistol round, but well won from Cloud9.
Now a chance to build up the idyllic start into the second half. Cloud9 with Galils and AK-47s straight away.
There's investment in this round from Apeks. Not everything. Not a whole lot of utility.
Some players are thrown nearly everything.
More into it than others. Nawwk obviously staying on 1,000 for the AWP.
Yeah, you're right. These Deagles, they can be potent. Cloud9 better be ready for that. Apartments push coming in, taking a bit of a risk. Stico realizes if he can get this early information, if he can get this early control, maybe it can pan out of Cloud9, come into the apartments, and if not, you can get a flank going.
Hard part for him is picking the timing of when he wants to peek this, right? Exile's there for the moment, just investigating. Now the utility comes out, so Stico might start feeling some pressure to make his move.
Well, the rest of Cloud9 are setting up for a play into the A bomb site. While Axel comes up through the underpass, he's just watching for that B push. Stico is still patient. Resmoke comes in for Apeks on a ramp. That'll buy a few more seconds. Axel eventually leaves. Makes some noise while doing so. But it's a fake. He's trying to pull Stico into the aggression, but look how smart Stico is. He's not going for it. And he hears steps, and that's actually drawing a rotation over. That's drawing Nawwk into position. jkaem's coming over towards B to have a look as well.
It's all sense. He needs 1, preferably 2 kills from this position, but no damage is done after the fact. And now the rifle's at range and the MAC-10 close up. They all do their work.
Yeah, great work from Axel, selling out more presence than was really there. Stico was very patient. Now he'll start his flank around T-spawn. He's just up in Palace, and Apeks did throw a lot of cash into this round. They won't have the most money to work with in the next. But
damn,
that's a big shot from Stico. Not well, not willing to make the risk to go and get that upgraded weapon. He's just going to run away.
Yeah, bail out. Nice shot, though.
Yeah, it is a great shot. Glad he got something off the back of that after being so patient at B. That'll be 8-7. Now we're just one away from Cloud9 tying up this game in
8-6.
Right, yes, it should be 8-7, of course, with the next round coming up.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. You're looking into the future.
I'm looking into the future.
Yeah.
You're probably more intelligent, Jason, and realizing that this is Counter-Strike, and anything can and will happen.
There's no guarantees at the RMR, but
Yeah.
you are correct. There's a massive advantage for Cloud9 to get up to 7 in this next round. To be honest, I just apparently have a low opinion of your reading capabilities.
It's a fair assumption, really. You know, when there's numbers involved, not my strongest suit, I would say.
Yeah.
Never do MOUZ live on stream. That's I think Machine said that one day,
Yeah, it's
many years ago.
What's the basic tenet of being on live broadcast?
It's like never ever do MOUZ, unless you're good at it. We're just on pistols now for Apeks. Also, a little Zeus there for Sense. Always worth noting that, especially these days. jkaem cut through in the underpass. excl. Just the patient roll again of underpass holding B pushes. At this point, if you're excl, you almost, if you get put in a boring position like this on a default, you almost have to just accept it. You know, it's like you haven't been playing well enough to do anything else over the recent months. It's been very disappointing seeing the transition of excl from CSGO into CS2. Hasn't handled it as well as some.
No, well, we've seen our fair share of struggles as well with top players. Obviously, Nico, which is why we were so excited to see him bounce back a little bit in the first group. But yeah, exl's had a tough time of it for sure. Haven't yet seen his rebound.
I mean, people are comparing him to Breeze. Oh, electronic dinked. Oh, the Zeus attempt from Sense. I love it, but maybe just finish him off with a USP. Yep, second headshot in. Electronic will die eventually. That is an awkward fight. And another kill for Knock on the Deagle. Stika overrun at the bench. An AK-47 is a lovely save for Sense.
Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly all you need. So bomb's going to get planted, and it will be that 8-7 that you mentioned.
8-7. I'm
Well
glad
done.
it happened. It
Yeah.
panned out that way.
Your crystal ball works.
It does.
But an AK-47 is a good find for Sense, so he'll just chill here. No hunt from Cloud9. Don't want to risk any more of these weapons.
Yeah.
And then in the next round, we'll see what Apeks can scrounge together for a buy.
Yeah, it'll be a very good buy, you'd imagine, given the money left over now. I can't be the only one that is currently getting kind of surprised and caught off guard by the Zeus recharge sound in games. I'm just not quite used to it yet.
Okay.
Sometimes just hear like, boom, in the middle of the game, and I'm just wondering, what is that? Is something like gone off in the background of the PC? It takes a second, you realize, damn,
Like,
okay.
you think it's Discord or something?
Yeah, the Zeus is ready to charge up again.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a familiar feeling for you guys at home as well. It's good to see the Zeus having some skins these days.
I'm not much of a Zeus buyer.
Yeah, well, you should be now, Jason. There's reasons for it. Valve are trying to tell you something. They're telling you to watch Rops as the developer of the game. He wanted,
Yeah,
he wanted a recharge.
He's the one teaching all the Zeus lessons.
Got to see that on Kato.
Perfecto rolling the hand warmer.
That he is.
Here we go. First gun round of the second half. Apeks nursing a 1-round lead. Knock has the op-in window. Chance for Cloud9 to put some hurt onto this Apeks defense. Molotov in towards window. jkaem is brought
That hurts.
very low.
Yeah, putting some hurt on jkaem. 20 at health to kick off this round, or rather 23. My reading ability does suck. And he'll stand behind the smoke. Going for a fight. Boomich gets off the angle before the fight really came through. But Electronic on Tetris is the danger man right now for Cloud9.
That's information. I'm curious what Cloud9's going to do. Boomich is like, okay, they're aggressive in middle. One's pushed middle. They're probably assuming there's at least 2 mid with some kind of a setup. It looked like they wanted to wrap through underpass, and they might still. They might still try and find a timing with Exile and Hobbit.
And this is the difference for Apeks. They have a primary AWPer. And Knock is on this A-bomb site, currently occupying 2 angles. He's worried about Palace, so a smoke comes in to make it a bit more comfortable for him, so he can have tunnel vision towards Rampant Tetris. And look at Hobbit. If he climbs up here, Sassanito not looking the right way. Electronic activates over Tetris, and Hobbit's got a second kill this time into connectors. So Cloud9 come crashing down on the defense, and Apeks have to save on the other side of the map. So this T side so far is looking great from Cloud9.
They found a perfect time to collapse and make that work. That was absolutely wonderful from Cloud9. You add on top of it, Electronic out at the boxes at top ramp for so long. He had a very quick jump across the gap that Apeks just didn't expect. I think Sassanito got like lured into a peek off catwalk with jkaem falling back. It was a little disorganized. I think that setup kind of broke up and the protocols fell apart.
Electronic could cleave everything from their hands. Oh, Stiko runs away. Desperately wants to keep onto this rifle. He gets further back into the apartments, and the chase is not speedy. They're not anywhere near him.
They have plenty of money on the Apeks side, though, as well. Despite the fact that they've lost the first 4 rounds of this half, there's money for an AWP. They saved that AK-47 a couple of rounds ago, so they have cash to spend. They have another full buy coming into this next round.
Yeah, a couple of good decisions economically in the early going has allowed this to happen. And actually, it comes off the back of sort of lightly investing in that Deagle Kevlar armor and just leaving hundreds of dollars in the bank. So we'll keep the rifles out here. Op is still here for Nawwk. What if Cloud9 anticipate this strong purchase? Sassanito and Stiko doubled up in window. No utility yet for Cloud9, but here comes the grenades just firing right through. Molotov with it. They clear out one in the form of Stiko, but now they know the AWP is on the other side. excl eats that AWP bullet, and now 4v4 established as Apeks change their ideas. They're going to have to try and adjust to this B attack eventually because Cloud9 are heading that way.
I think Axel wanted to challenge at B because they saw so much presence in the mid window. When the 2 players peaked, he's like, now's my moment. Like, there's only going to be 1 defender here. I have a chance to outduel somebody, and just obviously wasn't expecting the AWP. But now Apeks have a really good read. They've rotated Sassanito over. They have the AWP on catwalk at distance. Oh, this can be a very tough defense to break.
Molotov prevents Sassanito from playing towards Van. Good shot from Nawwk out short side. Sees the second player leaping in, but Sassanito is dealt with after that initial kill. And Nawwk has to drop further back. So Apeks want to play this in a retake form. They've got utility for it. They've got the kit on the back of ENCE.
That smoke is huge. Smoke over towards catwalk allows Boomich to reposition and find safety towards dark. And if this retake begins at any point while this smoke is still up, Nawwk's going to have to try and force himself through.
Yeah, Boomich, he knows he's got some temporary cover. And he gets into it, actually. Electronic in the apartments trying to take that first fight. They get closer, spots out jkaem. Now Boomich giving away his position, but they line up. And Nawwk couldn't commit around the corner. Needed his teammates to be successful in the fight into the site. And Nawwk has to run away. They're chasing him. They know that's the big green gun. And Boomich, unsuccessful, will fall at short side. And Nawwk will defend the sniper for another round, but it's Cloud9 that now tipped the scale into their favor. They're in the lead.
Yeah, both defenses really struggling, but Cloud9 showing some grit sticking into this map. Remember, they've struggled so much on it at recent times. They lost all 3 games they played on it in Katowice. They've had some time off to retool it, relook at it. And while the CT side struggled, this T side is looking great.
And that's a fantastic recovery in that round in particular, because you were saying just as that execute was coming in, this looks like a really difficult defense to break apart.
Yeah, the only thing they were really missing was like Sassanito having a smoke to drop it by the van to give himself a little bit of extra cover. He still went 1 for 1 in the AWP grabbed one. It's just a 2v3. They have plenty of space for the post plant. Smoked out on catwalk, neutralized Nawwk for all of that situation, and they just completely lost track of Boomich's position.
Apeks with a timeout, the last in regulation for Apeks used up, letting their coach Mither chime in. And we've seen Mither, he's been around the block. He's in the north for a while. So he's seen it all. He's been through some stuff, Jason.
Yeah, he's seen some things. Remember too, there was the upheaval of, you know, Cuban leaving as the coaching position was surprising as well,
Very
bringing
surprising.
Mither in, but obviously it's worked out pretty well.
Ooh.
That's a shot and a half from Big Bada Boom.
Yeah, bing bada boom with a headshot straight through the smoke. jkaem knocked out. He's not had a great time in the second half. We were singing his praises today, talking about his performance on that opening map, a 2.15 rating. The kickoff versus OG, well today, he's having a tough time against Cloud9. Boomich hops into the window. He won't get away with that, but here comes the B play. Stiko waiting, MP9 hopping through the window, sees one. Oh, he's taken stays committed, and he gets a second out of it. Stiko's still alive, but eventually toppled as Cloud9 recover the mess on the B bomb site. Similar plant is coming through.
Similar situation in the last round, though. You get the bomb plant, you have plenty of time to get in post-plant positionings. nawwk is going to be on catwalk with that AWP. He's got smoke Molotov to utilize, but again, it's the Alper kind of relying on the M4 to be in a position to pounce on this retake. Otherwise,
no kits.
Yeah, he's going to have to be passive.
I just don't know how this is going to happen for Apeks. With the lack of kit, you've got to hope Sense catches them looking the wrong way. And he has to be so fast at getting these kills in. Electronics down. Hobbit spotted towards the bench, but the time is ticking, too far gone. nawwk has to run away, has to save the op once again. Yeah,
this is really, really bad for Apeks. They cannot find a way to stop this attack. Absolutely beautiful T-side being played by Cloud9. nawwk does get the kill at the end of the day. He's 16-8, but this is back-to-back retakes where he hasn't even had a chance to actually go for it. That was always going to be really hard to pull off with no kits. And Apeks have yet to put a round on the board in the second half. This one is falling away fast.
Yeah, the last 4 rounds have been bomb explosions coming in.
5.
5, yeah, you're right. I was reading the HLTV bot. Yeah, it's a round behind. Yeah, my reading ability, you were right to question it, I guess.
Yeah, apparently. I just manifested it into reality.
You actually, the law of attraction. What a weird power to have. And Sense clears out Palace with the smoke.
Oh, this is, I mean, and right out of the gate, if you just look at the minimap, Cloud9 have made the right call, all the advantages. Another buy round, but this is going to be an A execute, and only Sense is here. Everyone else going to be blocked off. That is a fantastic find. That's even better. Oh, it's all working out perfectly.
Well, that's a quick turnaround, isn't it? nawwk off the top stair. Perfecto left in a 1v3. He'll smoke out, create a bit of corridor of cover, but jkaem just impales him through the smoke. And just as things are looking rough and Apeks haven't won a single round, they just step up and it doesn't even look difficult.
It looked like that was going to be great. There was only Sense was really at the A bomb site. I mean, obviously you can turn quickly from Con, from jungle, and provide some support, but that's a beautiful find through the smoke for Sense. And they just shut it down across the whole map. So finally, Apeks have some life in the second half. First round on the board.
Chance to tie things up. jkaem, as we've mentioned, hasn't had the greatest time in the mid fights, but he's persistent with it. Goes around, checks towards top mid, doesn't see any action from Cloud9 there early doors. Cloud9 are just settling into the start of round 20. No early fights, just defaulting across the map.
It's a stark contrast between the two T-sides we've seen today. Apeks was grouped up, playing a trade game, really aggressive, faster paced in the first half. Cloud9 a little bit more measured, a little bit more spread.
A couple of variations from Cloud9. Willing to slow it down, and willing to pump the brakes. They're going back into a B play, Cloud9. It will be Stiko challenged.
He does have that smoke to deploy. When he sees them come in, he'll drop it at his feet between the van and the bomb site. Try and be sneaky behind it.
Stiko is the perfect B player.
Nobody's nearby. Nobody from Apeks is even close.
Yeah, so Stiko doesn't have time to deploy that smoke, decides to toss it out. No, it's the life of a B player. You jump, and then you're dead.
Round's over.
11-9, simple call from Cloud9. Fantastic finish.
I mean, that's a sick way to just get an easy one to inch you a little bit closer. Work smart, not hard. 1 kill and Cloud9's got another round. 2 away from taking this map and going 2-0 in the Swiss system of the RMR.
And that scares Apeks into realizing we can't just leave Stiko on an island. We might actually have to commit a player closer to him to help out on future B rounds. So tough times ahead for Apeks. After such a good first half, it looked like Cloud9 were going to really hate the idea that Mirage came through.
Yeah, they were rolling. And when you add into that, yeah, a weak record on Mirage for Cloud9, this map almost looked like Apeks was going to just kind of swing it into a victory, but it has all changed in this second half. Some fantastic calling from Cloud9. Couple nice easy wins, and that's a timeout being taken.
Groove, one of the coaches that doesn't mind not showing his emotions physically. He'll be chilling, sitting back on the chair. Rules haven't quite changed too much for him. But he'll have his say, drilling out his orders. He's been watching. Now take responsibility, Boomich, and close this game out. For Apeks, it's got to feel very rough at this moment. You realize you had every opportunity to close this game out, and the start of this second half has been an utter disaster. Next game here on the A stream you're currently watching. It's a very exciting one. We've got Astralis and we've got Team Spirit going up against each other in the 1-0 game. Astralis obviously coming into this event with all the pressure on them because they have to make the Copenhagen Major. And they're going up against one of the most difficult teams in the history of Counter-Strike to defeat, it feels like. Good damage done up short. Boomich down to 49 health immediately off the back of that. They're quick.
Yeah, they're moving up Cat very, very fast. They seem to have sensed a weakness, but Stico and Satsanito put a stop to it, and now Nawwk chimes in with the op.
Well, faster rounds not working out for Cloud9.
You can't blame them though for going back at it. Just like we did a quick round at the B, or we did a pretty overwhelming hit at the B bomb site. It was only Stico there. Let's see if we can find it again. It's just a change in the defense threw that tactic off. Double digits for Apeks, 11-10.
Yeah, no chance, obviously, for the bomb plant in this round for Cloud9, but they've got some decent residual cash left over. They'll be able to get a decent buy going into the next round regardless, but it's now 11-10. And you see Apeks might have just reawoken with an opportunity to get back into the game again.
Yeah, they needed something. They needed a little bit of life. And 4 players surviving is going to be wonderful for them because they don't really have to be super worried about their economy in these last few rounds of regulation now that they can build up some money. It depends on if Electronic can grab 1 or 2 more kills right at the end of the day. Bombs, ooh, that would have been a good find. Bomb's not in his hand, so it doesn't really matter all that much, and jkaem cleans it up.
They can win this, Jason. That's the shout going out through the Apeks camp. And that's exactly what we're saying. You know, that's the kind of run that just gives you the belief, okay, we can win this. We're right back in it now, 11-10. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They can see a regulation victory, 13-11 versus Cloud9. There's an opportunity now presenting itself to Apeks. Cloud9 will lose the supply of money if they lose this round. Through mid, they will run. Applying pressure towards window. Bullet spam through the window smoke. And 3 players already in mid for Cloud9. A 4th now joining in the form of Electronic.
Nades meant to do a little bit of chip damage, missed their mark. Cloud9 hadn't progressed quite that far towards the bottom of connector. Apeks don't want to leave Stico alone at the B bomb site with the M4, but they're happy to leave Nawwk there on his own with an AWP. Deep angle as well to get 1 cheeky kill and reposition. Deep line of sight as well. Allows them to shore up mid and A with 4 players. Now a little bit of aggression. Silence at the bomb site. So Sense and Stico decide to go find some information. They gotta be careful though. They're reading like this is gonna be a hit towards the B bomb site. If Cloud9 turn up con, it's an issue.
Satsanito and Nawwk set up for the B attack, and the bomb is currently coming up through short. excl in the apartments will soon join them. Spam going down, all brings out. excl, what a headshot. Needed to land that one and create so much space now for Cloud9 to commit into this site. Bomb is loose on the ground. That needs to be recovered, and so far it hasn't been. Cloud9 are down to 2 players versus the 4 remaining of Apeks. Perfecto with a great shot. excl with an even better one. And just like that, it's flipped back in favor of Cloud9. Sense is sprinting back to B. And Cloud9 are just moments away from securing map point on Mirage. Sense will go for it. The young Norwegian at the window at the market leaps into the bomb site, silently still, encroaching closer and closer. excl's around the left corner now, detected by Perfecto. excl will drop Sense. What a recovery from Cloud9.
What a round from Exile. Well, Perfecto as well. Those 2 in a 2v4 just decimate everyone, but Exile picking off Nawwk, so he can't build upon his first shot towards Catwalk, is absolutely spectacular. But those are some brilliant headshots at a timely moment from the Galil. Off angles held everywhere, and they clear out the whole bomb site. That one is so heartbreaking for Apeks. Another round where it felt like they had all the advantages.
And now they've got to play for overtime. Just last round they were saying they can win this. Now facing defeat on Mirage. Nawwk goes aggressive into the underpass. He's detected. Not dead yet, but he's stuck there at the moment.
Yeah, it's a smart decision by excl as well to not try and press the issue against the op. You know he's stuck. You have teammates coming down mid. They're going to come help this out. Nawwk is surely going to go down. For him, it's a matter of finding one before you die, because you will definitely die.
Oh, he doesn't find one. Fortunately for Apeks, Stico has been able to grab one, but that risk to keep pushing into the apartments has not worked out. 3v3 with all this chaos.
Yeah, I like that, though, from Apeks. They get aggressive and just say, if you're going to kill him, we're going to find a couple of your teammates. Otherwise, we're going to get aggressive and make sure that his death is not in vain. Finding Electronic in perfecto. But it goes quiet on the map with a minute remaining. Not a lot of nades, either. This is going to turn into a very quiet, timing-based round. And all of Apeks joining up at the B bomb site. They have a read for the moment. But at some point, they'll have to push something together.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be the B play. Cloud9 have got players drifting towards connector.
I thought they would honestly double up and push Catwalk. That's not happening. It's just going to be Satsanito, but he's low HP. I don't think he wants to make the mistake with only 30 health.
Oh, jkaem now coming back over. He'll be the player on 2 health. The closest to the A bomb site. Satsanito must step up and stop them from getting through connector, but he isn't given that chance. And now Cloud9 smoke off the connector, cut off that information flow for Satsanito. Good utility from jkaem. 10 seconds. This can still be chaotic. Hobbit kills jkaem at CT. Bomb plant is coming through, and Boomich will get it through. Satsanito nearly dies to the window. They've got to go for this. Sense holding ramp, catches out the aggressive play, but it is only now Sense left in this clutch. His teammate is dead, and Sense sprints to the bomb site. Oh, he's going to stick it, but it's denial. Hobbit comes around the back, and Cloud9 today will go 2-0 on their best-of-1 record. 1 best-of-3 win away from qualifying for the Major in Copenhagen.
What a recovery from the first half. Cloud9, a completely different team, and Hobbit giving some props over to Big Boomich, because that was a fantastically called tease.